Sleep. Check this out.
Yeah. Yeah. 1, 2. It was all a dream. This one goes out to everybody who suffered and made it through. It was all a dream. Whoa. I had a dream, Diddy walk free. Now everybody hiding what they said on IG. But I ain't run, I ain't changed my place. I looked that man right dead in his face. So what you did to that girl, disgrace. You got money, power, but you blew your place. We grinding down here just to see 1 meal. And you got heaven, but act like hell's real. Yeah, I had a dream. Courtroom full of tears. The verdict came down and the man got cleared. All the headlines faded like they never cared. And all them folks that spoke up, they disappeared. But still, private accounts, deleted posts. Even bloggers went ghost like they seen a ghost. But not me, I stood up, heart full of fear. I told them face to face, you can't lie here. That girl was crying, we all seen the tape. And you apologized like that would fix the hate. You had it all, jets, fame, God's grace. But you played it like a game and spit in his face. I had a dream, Diddy walk free. Now everybody hiding what they said on IG. But I ain't run, I ain't changed my place. I looked that man right dead in his face. So what you did to that girl, disgrace. You got money, power, but you blew your place. We grinding down here just to see 1 meal. And you got heaven, but act like hell's real. Yeah, you got daughters, you got sons. What they gonna say when they learn what you did? Will they look away? We pray for baby love, but what about the rest? All this dirt, you left it on your family chest. You claimed you adopt her, gave the girl a home, but where she at now? Man, she all alone. Meanwhile, rumors fly and bodies burn and cars blow up while the world just turn. Pac and Biggie, the streets still blame. You say you innocent, but you carry that flame. And what the court say? You're good, you're clear. We the court of the people and we all right here. I had a dream, Diddy walk free. Now everybody hiding what they said on IG. But I ain't run, I ain't changed my place. I looked that man right dead in his face. So what you did to that girl, disgrace. You got money, power, but you blew your place. We grinding down here just to see 1 meal. And you got heaven, but act like hell's real.
Oh man, hey, I'm sorry, honey. I woke her up, y'all. I think the bed was shaking too much. I was trying not to move. I was trying not to groove to my own song. The album is out. Uncle Mike did a whole album. Sean Otwood and my man, hey, they back together, man. Ronnie, where you been at, Ron? Where you been? Where y'all been? Where y'all been? I miss y'all, man. Uncle Mike miss y'all. I'm just letting y'all know. While y'all was gone, I dropped the album. I got 3 songs on the album about Diddy. I can't believe, dude. Thank y'all so much, man. People love that song. They said, man, I can't believe Diddy locked in the cell, tunnels under his house, and he can't make bail. And neighbors scared stiff. Look here. When I saw Diddy cut its head off, Elite and Ritual Epstein. Barbara Stoyanonff for the horse. What? Dude. Hey, Sean be coming. Sean be coming with the real deal, man. Sex appeal. Y'all know Remir did interview with this channel and everything, man. This is, oh my God. As soon as I saw this, I jumped right up. I said, man, I can't hardly sleep, but I've been doing too many reactions and it's time to do some more. Y'all in for a treat on this one. First time reaction. I ain't even heard it and seen it yet, and I'm talking about y'all in for a treat because I know it's gonna be good. That's how they do. Y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Let's check this bad boy out.
I was in San Tropez. I saw Sean Combs on his boat holding an animal's head on the front of his boat screaming, I am God, I am God. And when he was going out in Saint Tropez, he was always showing his uh dark these dark things with the goat head or whatever animal he had on his boat. I mean, there's all kinds of weird things we would always see.
And is it just this like given factor that the girls, right, like yourself, the models on these yachts, I mean, are you guys, is it just a given that you're all going to stay quiet? Because it must be terrifying knowing not just what someone can do to you on a boat, but a billionaire, somebody who's got police in their pocket, the elites of the world. It adds a level that I don't think any of us will ever experience truly what that feels like. I mean, there must be a lot of secrets in the minds of terrified individuals right now, ladies,
Yes,
women especially.
that's the thing. It's like a slow buildup. You don't. It's not like so a matter of fact as you think.
Right.
You want to be in the elite group. You want to be in the upper group, so you can go to events. You can
Sure.
be your name, your brand is still relevant. You want to be relevant. So these girls, these models, they think that they have to go to these events and do things with these men so they could be famous and rich. They don't have parents like what I had to show you have discernment. You're using discernment for anything that you do. These women are broken. A lot of these women, I'm Eastern European, so I was talking in Bulgarian to some of these girls, or Russian or Czechoslovakian. I could understand them, and they would tell me things that they would go on these islands and they would get their apartments paid for, and they would be with these agencies that would give them visas, and they were never even working. I said, how did you get all this money? I don't understand. And they said they have a boyfriend that pays for them.
Yeah.
So
And
when you're in the industry, you know who's working. There's only 5% of us that make a living. I was making well over $1 million a year. Every year, I was very successful.
Wow, man. Come on now. Dude, real talk. I ain't trying to be funny or anything, but a female got to feel this because a dude will feel this. $1 million a year. Just to have S with not no gay stuff, because I'm not into gay stuff. But to have sex with other women. $1 million a year. Or go work a job that's gonna keep you broke every other week. As soon as you get paid, you broke again. As soon as you get paid, you broke again. As soon as you get paid, I forgot to pause. Dr. Umar 3 times. You broke again. Y'all, we already doing this. And you wanna live some, hey, ho, you wanna live that life. You definitely wanna live, you wanna party a little bit. So you mean to tell me I can party because I look good and they like me? I can party and, oh my God, I gotta have sales. That's the work. But I can party all day long and make $1 million. Hey, I don't know, man.
That was because I was doing catalogs and doing these advertisement jobs, and over $1 million a year. Every year, I was very successful. That was because I was doing catalogs and doing these advertisement jobs. And at the beginning, I was doing all editorial, such as Elle Magazine, doing all the fashion shows, so that you become, you create your portfolio, so you become, a supermodel. That's what you're thinking. That's what you're working for, to become a supermodel. So they say, you're going to be a supermodel. You have to do these things.
so, Barbara, when we're talking numbers like that, right? People hear that, and that's a lot of money. But what's the difference between what you were getting paid, $1 million a year, great money? If you'd sold out and went down the dark path, the money would have been 100 times folded, right?
Oh, I would have not been able to walk down the street. I would have been super super
Yeah.
rich, super famous. Yes,
So
yes.
even at $1 million a year, we're talking like that is a 1% of what you could have been, even though it's a lot of money, right? It's the world you're in. When we're talking about multi-trillion dollar brands and enterprises, $1 million sounds great, but it's a sliver of what could have been if you'd sold out. And you were still a powerful brand. Did you feel like your career got to a point where you felt like you were being promised and promised and promised, and because you wouldn't break your code of honor, they just couldn't get what they wanted from you? And you'd mentioned instances where you noticed your drink may have been tampered with and things like this. How prevalent and how noticeable were the effects of those tactics on other girls around you during this time?
So when we would go out to the nightclubs, my friends owned the nightclubs. So they would have tables, and they would call them the model tables. They would have, actors, musicians, at these events. And so they would have these model tables with the actors, musicians, and they would hide, and bottles on the other side. So you pretty much knew which bottles were yours. I didn't really drink that much when I was out because I had to work the next day. But when you're out and about, you know which drinks to take and which drinks not to take. So a lot of these models would drink the terrible drinks, and then they would end up annihilated and going to these after parties and basically getting blackmailed.
Yeah. And it's such
And
a
the-
repeating set of tactics that we've heard in so many cases, Barbara. The blackmail, the abuse, the coercion, the grooming, the promises of stardom, all of it. And it's scary to think what could have happened.
And they would watch you. So I was with the guys that were trying to get the girls, and they would watch them get annihilated and bring in after parties. And that's when they would all go.
You broke up a
They
tiny.
would all go to the after party.
You broke up a little tiny bit there,
That's when
Barbara.
That's when they would annihilate you with the drinks, and they get the models, and then we go to the after party to Epstein's condo, or like a music party. All these.
Okay. So you're in the club. They cast out their net of drinks. Those who get caught in the net are the ones that are ushered back to the after parties and things like this. That is a scarily grim tactic.
Yes, it happened to me one time. Yes, and that's why I stopped drinking after that.
Yeah, that's scary. And for anyone that's going through something like that, it must be terrifying. And you spoke earlier, right?
That's enough to make you want to stop drinking. I mean, you party, but you kind of watch yourself because you know something's in them drinks. Them girls, the first time they get hit, they gotta know. You gotta know. If you're a regular drinker, right, you know your max or your limit or whatever you want to call it. Me, I get one Long Island iced tea and one beer, and I'm good. If I'm like tore up from the floor, I've been like, God dang, I ain't even finished the Long Island iced tea. Damn the beer, then something ain't right. Something ain't right, John. Something ain't right. You know.
Yeah, that's scary. And for anyone that's going through something like that, it must be terrifying. And you spoke earlier, right, about your connections with an individual during your modeling time that was connected to the Diddy case. Could you talk a little bit about your experiences with that individual, if you can? I don't know if you can.
Which one?
Cassie.
Oh, yes. Okay. So Cassie and I modeled together from 2000, I think maybe 4, 5 until, let's say, maybe 8, maybe 2008. We would travel to we would work in Texas together. We worked for J.C. Penney's and Neiman Marcus. So when we would work together, she and I exchanged phone numbers. We hung out together. After the jobs, we would go shopping together. We would go eat together. So we became friends. Her mom would show up on the jobs with her as well when she was traveling, because we were both very young at the time. And so we exchanged numbers. We became friends. And then around 2009, I told her I'm in Miami. I wanted to connect with her and go to an event. And she said, well, listen, Barbara, I'm not modeling anymore. I'm doing the music thing. And Sean doesn't want me to speak to anyone right now, like going out and having fun. It's not on my radar. I have to focus on music. So I can't really hang out anymore like I used to. I said, well, that's too bad. And Cassie lived on 33rd Street and Park. And at the time I lived on 34th and Park. So we would go back and forth all the time and hang out in New York together as well. I think also that she moved out of that apartment and then moved into one of Sean's apartments in New York. I don't know where his apartment was, but she and I were close. We were friends. And I also reached out to her 2011 to tell her, I got married. And she said, that's amazing. Congratulations. And then in 2017, I reached out to her again because I was seeing some weird things, like she had some sort of black eye. I don't know. People were talking and I said, is everything okay? And I didn't receive anything back on Instagram. So I just figured she is not in contact anymore.
Now, her course of action where she said that she's stepping away from the modeling, did you feel like that was her stepping away from her freedom and friendship? And that
Yes.
sort of that course of action, that pattern of behavior, was that something you started noticing more and more within your circle of friends and individuals in the industry? And if so, that must have been, over time quite isolating for you if, you were the only one left, metaphorically speaking. How many people did you see pair off like that with someone? I mean, it must have been a lot.
Yes. Well, with that type of situation, whenever you're in the industry, you have to stay relevant, and you want to be in these events, and you want to be in these places, but you see things and you experience things that you don't want to see or do, but you have to be there.
Yeah.
You don't have a choice. You really don't have a choice. And if you stop going to these events and these parties, you're not relevant anymore and you're not able to work.
She is so right, man. There was times when I was in the music industry, and this is on a small level, man. And I felt as though I couldn't do what I wanted to do, especially on Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving, Memorial Day weekend, Labor Day weekend. These are the big party weekends, the party events, especially New Year's. I had to be at the biggest event working. I couldn't go out with my family. You have to be at the events in order to get more work for the next year and everything else. There has been plenty of events I went to because I was there doing the event, making my money. I get another deal to do somebody's backyard party. Or, yeah, man, y'all doing a good job. I need y'all to come do this, that, and the woo, 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 woo. Most of them fell through, but most of them panned out. You have to be in that clique. I'm not in that clique no more. I can't make no money in no music industry right now because I ain't in the clique. I'm trying to build my own clique, baby. I'm telling y'all the facts, man. I ain't trying to pull your leg, baby.
Yeah.
You don't have a choice. You really don't have a choice. And if you stop going to these events and these parties, you're not relevant anymore and you're not able to work.
Okay.
I was very happy. I was very happy actually for Cassie when she told me that she's not going to model anymore and she was going to continue the music path. I was very happy for her. There's, why continue something if you have a talent for singing? I didn't even know she could sing. She never told me. She never told me she could sing. I don't know how she sings.
Okay, so just going by what Barb has told us already, we've witnessed multiple repeating patterns of behavior, whether it's the parties, the promises, the industry, and the individuals that make these promises to these young models for superstardom. We're now seeing tactics used by individuals like Diddy and other ones in those circles to get their prizes and their trophies tucked away from themselves and individuals like Cassie, that's reflected across the industry and individuals that you've met. Can we just circle back to the whole premise of the little black book of Epstein? Because I imagine the names and the methods, right? The methods will repeat, I imagine, so frequently throughout so many names. And I mean, we don't have to name these people right now, but throughout the episodes, this goes wide. People have often asked in the side chat, why aren't you talking about the people above Diddy and above Epstein? Well, this is the series for those answers, because you know, you've seen how far and wide this goes, right? Yeah. From Hollywood to the political side to the CEO side. Let's talk about the black book. Let's talk about the types of people that are in there and how. And again, if you want to start talking with a little bit of, you know, withholding some names, feel free to do so. But let's just
let me just say as well.
Sure.
So there's a lot of names in the black book, and you know, obviously a lot of those people weren't involved in what was alleged. And when the black book originated, it was a staff member who had the black book, and that staff member circled names that staff member thought were allegedly involved in what Jeffrey was doing, and some names were even double circled for people that staff member thought were way involved in what Jeffrey was doing. So just to clarify, not everybody in the black book is automatically involved in what Jeffrey was doing.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. And listen, a lot of these people in the black book, I'm just telling you the people I saw at these parties that are in the black book.
Yeah.
No, don't cut me like that. Hey, how you gonna cut me like that? Got to be more careful. Hey, man, this Epstein stuff is about to come back out, baby. This Epstein stuff is about to come back out. Can you believe? I don't believe. I should have played the song, but hey, I gotta get more with that, because this girl right here seems like she's on the up and up. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Sean Otwood, you cut her short on that one, baby. Y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Hey, I'm gonna have to do some research, get my team to research so we can find out more about this one right here. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.